Bro, one night, one man, two separate confrontations, a wall that got absolutely punished, and a room full of people asking the same question: is this guy actually serious, or is this the greatest show in British boxing? Stay with me, because what John Fury did backstage at Tommy's fight is one of the most chaotic things you will see all year. And buried right in the middle of all of it is a detail that changes the entire Froch story. Alright, so let's set the scene. Tommy Fury versus Eddie Hall. Misfits boxing. Massive event, massive build-up, beauty and the beast type angle. Former Love Island star against the world's strongest man with a 100-pound weight difference between them. Tommy wins by unanimous decision, by the way, stays unbeaten, does what he needed to do, even if the performance itself wasn't exactly thrilling. But nobody is talking about the fight the morning after. Nobody is talking about Tommy's performance or Eddie's heart or the judges' scorecards. They are talking about what happened backstage. Because while Tommy was doing his job in the ring, his dad John Fury was doing something entirely different on the other side of the venue. And it wasn't quiet. So here's what goes down. John Fury is backstage after the fight and he is looking for Carl Froch. Not in a casual, let's have a chat kind of way. Marching. Menacingly, down corridors, on camera, repeating the same line over and over. Where are you, Carl the Worm Froch? Over and over, like a man who has genuinely convinced himself Froch is hiding somewhere in the building.
20 It took fucking 20 minutes to hold me back. Where are you fucking worm? I'll push them Superman beats up your fucking ass. I'll push them Superman like beats up your fucking ass, you queer.
John, we need to see you on Misfits. When's it happening?
Get me something, baby, I'll be here. Here, look here. I don't give a fuck. I ain't got fucking bad hands.
Oh, John, which way, mate?
Hey,
Guys, come in there, mate. All follow me. Come back that way for me now. Done.
fight me, guns on nail.
Guys, let's all go back that way. Simple. Done.
Guys, everyone to one side.
Does anybody in this fucking
Make a pathway. Make a pathway.
Does any fucking want to fight?
Make a pathway.
Who wants to fucking go? Who wants to fucking go? Eh?
All right. All right, John. Right.
Let's go, guys. Go away from
Yeah, promise.
John, you're a legend.
Thanks for Tommy.
And here's where it gets crazy. Froch isn't there. He wasn't at the event, which means John Fury spent a significant amount of time marching around backstage screaming the name of a man who wasn't even in the building. The wall punching follows. Full footage. John loses it completely, starts throwing punches at the wall, claiming he's got the biggest pair of nuts in the country, asking anyone and everyone around him who wants a fight, who wants a go. The camera is rolling the whole time. He knows the camera is rolling the whole time. And then, wait for it, before any of that even happened, he'd already got into a scuffle with someone else entirely. Because the Froch situation wasn't even the first confrontation of the night. Chase DeMoor, Misfits star, judge on the card that evening, just came off a win of his own the weekend before, goads John Fury. That's all it takes, one goad. And John, who at this point has already been wound up all night, has to be physically held back by 5 separate people. No cap, 5 people. To hold back a 61-year-old man from going after a reality TV turned combat sports personality who was doing his job as a judge on the card. The level of chaos this man generates in a single evening is genuinely remarkable. And bro, the reaction clip of the crowd tells you everything. Some people are alarmed, some people are laughing, some people are filming on their phones. Nobody is surprised. Because at this point, John Fury losing the plot at a public boxing event is not a shock. It's almost the scheduled entertainment.
Hope you guys enjoyed the night of chaos, and we're so grateful for you guys. Without you guys, we'll be nothing. Thank you very much. Drive safe, and love you.
Thank you, Manchester. Appreciate it.
But here's where it gets interesting. Because while all of this is playing out and everyone is watching John punch walls and chase judges and scream about Carl Froch, Tommy Fury, the reason everyone is actually there just won a fight by unanimous decision against a man 100 pounds heavier than him. And nobody is talking about it. That's a wild thing to process. Your son just won the headline bout of the evening, and the entire post-fight conversation is about you. And not in a good way. And the moment someone who actually can fight back says yes, you start negotiating numbers and making demands, and suddenly the £2.5 million isn't there, and Tommy needs to be on the card first, and the whole thing falls apart before a contract ever gets near a pen. That's the pattern. And what John Fury did backstage at Tommy's fight, as entertaining as it was, fits the pattern perfectly. Maximum noise in an environment where nobody can actually make him answer for any of it. Screaming at a man who isn't in the building, getting held back from a reality TV judge, punching a wall, all of it is performance. And the frustrating thing, or the brilliant thing depending on how you look at it, is that it works. It generates headlines, it keeps his name in the conversation, it sells the fight without him ever having to actually commit to doing it. But here's where this particular night might have crossed a line even John didn't intend, because the Chase DeMoor scuffle was not planned. That was a genuine moment of John losing control in a room full of cameras because someone said the wrong thing at the wrong time. And 5 people having to physically restrain a 61-year-old man from going after a misfits judge is not a good look for anyone trying to be taken seriously as a fighter. It's one thing to perform chaos for the cameras. It's another thing to need 5 people to stop you from doing something genuinely stupid in a room full of witnesses. And from what's been reported, that specific moment, not the Froch stuff, not the wall, but the DeMoor scuffle, is the bit that made people around the event uncomfortable. Because that wasn't a promo. That was just a man who couldn't keep it together. So here's where this whole night actually leaves things. John Fury went to his son's fight, watched Tommy win, and somehow made himself the story. Again, wall punching, corridor marching, Chase DeMoor scruffles, Froch chants in an empty backstage area. An entire evening of content that had nothing to do with the man who was supposed to be in the spotlight. And Carl Froch, sitting at home watching all of it come through on his phone, reportedly didn't flinch. Because this is exactly what Froch has been saying for months. John Fury operates in spaces where there are no consequences. Press conferences, backstage corridors, social media. Anywhere the cameras roll and nobody actually has to throw a punch. The second a ring gets built and a referee walks in and the bell rings, all of that changes. The walls can't be punched. Chase DeMoor isn't there to be goated. There's nobody to hold him back because nobody needs to. There's just Carl Froch, 30 years of professional fighting built into his hands, standing across the ring from a 61-year-old man who has spent an entire year proving he can generate chaos everywhere except where it actually counts. No cap, that footage from Tommy's fight night is the best promo this fight has ever had. And it's also the clearest possible argument for why John Fury should think very carefully before he actually signs anything. The contract is still waiting, the wall has already been hit, and Carl Froch is still in the gym.
So John, listen up, and listen closely, because I want you to get this into your thick fucking skull. This has been going on for too long now. I saw you punching a Perspex picture on the wall the other day.
Where are you, Carl Froch? You can see I'm fucking ready to go, mate. Here, look here. I am.
Walls don't hit back. You're a fucking bully. Started on Carl Frampton, started on Steve Bunce. You headbutted the smallest man in the room at the USIC press conference. I'm ready to fight. You've called it on.
Make this fight between me and the coward, the embarrassment to Nottingham, Carl Froch.
I'm answering. I'm ready for you. Sign the fucking contract or shut the fuck up.
Drop your prediction below. After everything you've just seen, does John Fury actually show up when it matters?